Yeah, man. Good evening, people. Good evening, people. Delvin Sadler is here. Yeah, man. Delvin Sadler. Taya. Yeah, man. Wonderful people. I love you. I love you. And this is another episode of Unscripted. Anything goes. Another episode of Unscripted. Anything goes. Geraldine Rogers. Delvin, I love you. Thanks for joining Unscripted. Anything goes. You see it. Wonderful people. Today is Wednesday. The weather is clear. Everything is ready. And Delvin, Medea, me ready for this episode of Unscripted. Anything goes. You see it. 'Cause there's a place in your heart, and I know that it is love. And this place, there's no hurt or sorrow. And there are ways to get there if you care enough for the living. Make a little space and make a better place. Heal the world, make it a better place. For you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. Yes, Rasta. Greetings! Greetings, Delvin Sadler. I want to tell you tonight, love. Let's heal the world and make it a better place for you and for me. Straight up, big up to Veronica Darby. I love you, my sister. I love you, Delvin. Love you. Straight up, you know that is a great Beverly Bellamy. You know I love that girl very much. I love you, Beverly. Thanks for joining Unscripted. Anything goes. The lovely Marva Enrique. Marva Enrique. I love you, girl. Thanks for joining Unscripted. Anything goes. The lovely Donna Marie. You know, see it. The lovely Donna Marie. You know, see it. Natural beauty. I love you, girl. Thanks for joining Unscripted. Anything goes. Yo, you're putting up some sharp pictures. Donna Marie, I can see them. Yo, you're turning up the internet. Yo, girl, you're hot like fire. Straight up. Yeah, man. Trika Atkinson, the great Trika. Delvin, love you, girl. Thanks for joining Unscripted. You know, see it. Anything goes. Sonia Roper, the great Sonia Roper. Welcome, girl. Delvin, I love you. Straight up. Good evening. It's on top of the hour. Yeah, man, on top of the hour. Yeah, man, straight up tonight. On Unscripted, anything goes. Yeah, there's a viral video going around. A video that which Mr. Vegas, again, he filmed that video. And tonight, it has gone viral. And we are going to delve deep within it tonight. On Unscripted, you know, see it. Anything goes. And in this video, yes, shots could be heard. One shot could be heard from a weapon. It's alleged, a businessman, yeah man, an investor, actually shot a security guard. Straight up, it was either self-defense or attempted murder. People, what says you of this video? Alright, tonight we're gonna delve deep within it here on Unscripted. You know, see, anything goes. Alright, big up my brother Stephen Brown. Thanks for joining Unscripted. You know, see it. Anything goes. Delvin, I love you, my brother. Yeah, man, I love you. Straight up, people. You see that share button? I want you to press it. I want you to invite everybody. Yeah, man. Let's dialogue. Let's talk. Let's hear what everybody has to say with regards to this video. Unscripted. You know, see it. Anything goes. Unscripted. You know, see it. Anything goes. I love you. Delvin, love you with all my heart, mind, and soul. Delvin, I'm telling you, I love you. Welcome again. Unscripted. Anything goes. Beautiful people. How you doing? How you doing? Today there was no World Cup, but yeah man, today is the 4th of July in America. A lot of celebration is going on, eating and drinking. Yo, happy independence, America. Big up yourself, America. Big up yourself, the president, my president, Donald Trump. Yo, Delvin, love you. Lorna Simpson. Delvin, love you, girl. Yeah, man, beautiful Lorna Simpson. I love you, girl. Thanks for joining Unscripted. Anything goes. Shanty Diamond. Yeah, man, the beautiful Shanty Diamond. I love you, girl. Yeah, man, thanks for joining Unscripted. You know, see it. Anything goes. Let's deal with protocol before we go straight into the show. Yeah, a lot to cover tonight. People, what are the rules of this show? Unscripted, anything goes. Absolutely no rules. Everybody has rights on this show. Your right is you can come on the camera at any point. You have the right to choose the subject matter as well. If you don't like what we're talking about, you can choose to change it and talk about what you want to talk about. Yeah, man, this is our show. Yo, this is not a bully pulpit, it's a shared space. Here, on Unscripted, you know, see it. Anything goes. With that said, let's go straight into the show. Yo, sister wife, Michelle Sands, welcome, welcome girl. Unscripted, anything goes. People. There's a video that was done by Mr. Vegas. Yeah, Mr. Vegas. Again, that's the guy that debated the pastor. Yeah, and he was at a scene in, what do you call, New Kingston, Jamaica, where apparently a businessman actually shot a security guard in plain clothes. Yeah, straight up. Apparently, the Kingfish Security Company, yep, said no cars were actually leaving the scene, according to that video. And in the video, an argument ensued between the security personnel and the businessman. And who was there to record? That man, Mr. Vegas. Clearly, people. Yeah. From what I saw in the video and what has been alleged, yeah, this security guard, yeah, actually tried to some way put his hands on the businessman. A tussle ensued, and allegedly the businessman says that the man was trying to wrestle him and take his gun away. As a result of it, he held on to his firearm and he fired, hitting the security guard in the neck. Yo, people. Yeah, what ensued afterwards, I, Delvin, was actually shocked. Yep, I was shocked. Allegedly in the video. Yes. The security guard, no, the businessman, no, was actually assaulted by the, what do you call it now? Is it Kingfish? Kingfish, or whatever they name, Kingfish security personnel, actually tried to arrest the businessman. As a matter of fact, they did arrest him, but they actually assaulted him. I saw a guy put his foot in his face. A person slapped him in his face. Oh God, they were treating him as if he was actually the person that was perpetrating the violence and not the victim. Clearly, people, I heard Mr. Vegas actually, I don't know if he was trying to promote himself or to make it known that he was on the scene, saying to the businessman, yeah, it is me, Mr. Vegas, was talking to you, telling you, yeah, to be calm, I am here, and you then shoot the man and kill him. What a thing, people. What a thing. Tonight, we are gonna delve deep within this situation here on Unscripted. anything goes. Yo, First Lady. Yo, Desreen, big up yourself, girl. Thanks for joining. Unscripted, anything goes. Donette James, yeah, man. Thanks for joining. Unscripted, anything goes. So, in a situation like this where a conflict ensues, everything was done wrong. Everything was done wrong to actually try to diffuse the conflict. Everything was done wrong. From what I saw, I didn't see a crime being committed. Why the security guard should have been why the businessman should have been apprehended. All they needed to do was to wait for the police to arrive to clarify what they needed to clarify. No one needed to put their hands on anyone. And as a result of that argumentative situation, a tussle ensued and a shot was fired. Yes, Rasta. Yeah, man, there's 3 different videos of the shooting, and it is clearly self-defense. Yeah, I thought it was self-defense myself too. I thought it was self-defense myself. He tried to take the man's gun away as he was leaving to get in his car. I don't know, like, I saw 3 videos. And the third video gives you a better angle from a different angle of what the security tried to do. And clearly the security was the one who put his hand on the businessman. I couldn't see an up-close shot to say that he was actually going for the gun. I didn't see that, but I saw when he put his arm around the businessman as he turned back towards the vehicle. And then a tussle ensued. He was on top of the businessman. And then I saw another man there, I don't know if he's associated to the businessman, started punching the security. I guess this would now give the businessman the opportunity now to actually either reach for the gun or get control of his gun. And then a shot was fired. And when the shot was fired, then the businessman escaped, walked away, and then moved towards his car. And then the security personnel, the Kingfish security personnel, started to treat him as if he was the one that instigated the tussle and not the victim. Yeah, that's what I saw. Yeah, man, that's what I saw. Yeah, man. Yeah, man, straight up. So what Delvin did is this. This is what I did. Okay? This is what I did. And I'm prepared. I am prepared. So I went online and I tried to actually read actually the reports that were out there about it. Not just the video, but reports. Accounts of the accident. The incident. Account of it. And from what I gather here, all right, an analysis was done by the JamaicaGleaner.com. So what I'm going to read here is straight from the JamaicaGleaner.com. There was actually one done by the Observer or the Star, but they're not as detailed as this one. So what they did was the Jamaica Gleaner, which was so nicely done. What they did was they contacted the Firearm License Authority to actually look at the video, analyze the video, and state what transpired in their opinion. Okay, and the title of the posting by the Jamaica Gleaner is called "Crazy Attack." Yeah, crazy attack. Yeah, the Firearm License Authorities says man shot was wrong. That the man who got shot was actually wrong. He was attempting to disarm the firearm holder. And this is what the article says. It says something crazy is how Cleveland Crooks, the director of the compliance and enforcement at the Firearm License Authority, has described the action of the security guard on Monday, was shot and injured while trying to disarm, a licensed firearm holder. It says Mr. Crooks determined from preliminary investigation that the guard was wrong and pointed out that other security personnel, King Alarm, yes, so it's not Kingfish, it's King Alarm, who eventually took the firearm away from the man, appeared to physically abuse him. And I saw that as well. The guard who was shot was not affiliated with King Alarm. So if he was not even affiliated with them, why was he even acting in the name of trying to disarm the firearm holder? Okay, it goes on to say videos have been circulated on social media, and according to Mr. Crooks, this is what he says. I saw a gentleman in a suit standing in what seemed to be an apartment complex. He was approached by another man who attacked him and seemed to be trying to pull his concealed firearm from his waistband. However, he held on safely to the firearm, but while they were on the ground struggling, a shot was fired, recounted Mr. Crooks. In a case like this, his life was threatened, and I thought so as well. He's a licensed firearm holder, attacked from behind. He was actually behind when the guy tried to put his hand around him. I saw that as well. As a firearm holder, there is an important thing called retention of firearm. Retention of the firearm. And if you listen to the video carefully, you hear the firearm holder saying, you stood by and watched him try to take his firearm and would use it to kill him. So according to Mr. Crooks here, it's called retention of firearm. No one should attack an individual like that. The attacker did something crazy, Mr. Crooks declared. He continued, from what I have seen, the other security personnel acted out of scope of their responsibilities. They should have calmed the situation, then called the police. Rightfully so, I agree with that as well. What I saw was a gentleman being forced to the ground, being clearly abused, and his gun was actually taken away from him. This is by the King Alarm. They took his gun away from him. The Firearm Licensing Authority said it would continue to investigating the person who may be able to help them with the investigation. Dale Garrett, an acting superintendent of police in charge of the corporate communication unit, told the Gleaner yesterday that investigations were ongoing into the matter. However, the police were not yet sure if charges will be laid against anyone. This is being investigated, but it is too early to give a comprehensive report. Statements are being collected, but given the numbers of players in the incident, we have to get all sides of the story. The armed guard accused of assaulting and disarming the man are employees of King Alarm Security Company. Managing Director of King Alarm, Jan Azar, issued a statement yesterday explaining that personnel representing his company who were seen in the video has been removed from active duties. Without benefit of a thorough investigation into what transpired, I have seen enough on social media to cause me concern relating to the actions of some of the individuals on the scene. As such, all King Alarm personnel who were present have been pulled from duty, pending the outcome of investigation by ourselves, the police, and other authority, says John Azar, director of King Alarm Company. I have personally reached out to the firearm holder in the video and expressed my concern directly to him. You hear that carefully? This is the director of the King Alarm Company. He states, I have reached out to the firearm holder. You see, because the firearm holder now can actually sue King Alarm for abusing him. Yeah, to actually violate his rights. Straight up. I have reached out to the firearm holder in the video and expressed my concerns directly to him. Wherever our personnel are found to have acted in contravention of the law or inconsistent to their training or in violation of human rights, there are serious and severe consequences, as per Mr. Azar, director of King Alarm. Straight up. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So from the gleaner's perspective and the contact with King Alarm, clearly and as per the Firearm Licensing Authority, the rights of that firearm holder was actually violated in every single aspect. And as a result of that businessman being actually, what do you call now, attacked, he had no choice but to defend himself. It's, and the security guard that was not in uniform, he didn't die. He was lucky. He was actually treated for a shot in the neck. Yeah, but if he would have died as a result of him being negligent for putting his hand on the individual, yeah, then nothing would probably come out of it. And I'm assured that and believe that the firearm holder was in his right to defend himself. Yes, people. Yeah. Yeah, man. Daisy, right? I love you, girl. Yeah, man. Thanks for joining Unscripted. Anything goes. The beautiful Susan Smith. Delvin, love you, girl. Thanks for joining Unscripted. Everything goes. Earl A. Thanks for joining Unscripted. Anything goes. Shelly Roberts Campbell. I love you, girl. Thanks for joining Unscripted. Anything goes. Straight up. So, with that said, you know what? This is a situation where conflict or argument that ensues, and it could have actually been diffused without anything happen in this case. Anything happen. It didn't have to go that far. No. All they need to do is to maintain calm. And you know what? One of the King Alarm security personnel, a lady, saying that she would shoot the man. And several times she said that she would shoot the man. Yeah. Yeah, if him walk any closer, she could shoot him and all of them things there. And and like she saw that people were actually videotaping and she was acting inappropriately. Yeah. So all of those things don't make the situation a lot tense than it's supposed to be. Yeah, man. A lot more tense than it's supposed to be. Big up yourself, Veronica. I love you, girl. Yeah, man. Thanks for joining Unscripted. Anything goes. it make the situation escalated even further. Nice voice. Yeah, all right. Yeah, man, big up yourself. Yeah, man, thanks. Yeah, it makes the situation, escalate even further than it's supposed to do. So, how would you deal with conflict? How are you supposed to actually deal with conflict? Yeah, how we deal with conflict will state actually how the outcome will arise. So we have to know, find a way to actually diffuse situation rather than try to escalate it. So here are some of the ways that we can diffuse situation that could potentially escalate. Yeah. So you clarify. I heard that. Okay, let's see what Errol have to say, my brother. Yeah, straight up. I heard that and thought that wasn't acceptable. Me I go shoot. Me I go shoot your boy. Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, the security King Alarm lady. She said that she's gonna shoot the man. She's telling a licensed firearm holder, that she is going to shoot him. You understand? Him coulda took that as a threat and actually fire and shoot her. Because he was threatened. You see what I mean? But he actually walked away from her and she still tried to aggravate the situation by actually being confrontational. I don't know what would cause her to be in that state. Yeah, she don't need to act that way there. And she's actually in uniform representing a company. Not because you're security mean that you're there to actually violate people's rights. You're not there to violate people's rights. You're actually there to be objective and to diffuse the situation. Yeah, where you don't even have to arrest anyone or even cause a panic. No, your job is to actually diffuse the situation and make it as normal as possible. And if the police are going to be called, and you know what? You see, they forcefully confined the man to the place. If you look, they locked the gate, and she was standing at the gate, saying she's not letting out anyone, nobody not leaving. That means you forcefully confined the man, and as a result of you forcefully confined the man there, it escalated, and then somebody gets shot. If the man would have just drive and go about in business, you understand? All you need to do is to put in a report. Nobody would have gotten hurt or shot. You know what I mean? I don't know where they get their training from. And that is what the director for King Alarm, Mr. Azar, was saying. He was saying that they actually went outside of what they were trained to do. And as a result of it now, they were all took off active duties. Yeah, man. Big up yourself, Paulette Boda. I love you, girl. Diane, I love you, girl. Yeah, man. Paul Johnson. Yeah, man. Thank you guys for joining Unscripted. Anything goes. So we have to choose. Let's see what my brother here earlier has to say. That security girl first fire a shot. Yes, she did fire a shot. You're right. I forgot that there was actually 2 shots were fired. One by her, and the second one was by the security man, by the businessman. Yeah, she did fire a shot, and I thought that was actually reckless. Why are you firing a shot? What are you trying to prove? That you have gun? She squeeze off a shot. For what reason? She tried to intimidate the man, and the man himself could have thought that she was being firing the shot at him and returned fire, and he remained calm, even though he was actually, he was there actually trying to get them to release him because they were forcefully confining him to a place that the man wanted to leave. He's not in prison, so why you don't want the man to leave? Was a crime committed? I don't know what ensued around there that led up to that. However, yet you don't have the right to forcefully confine no one. And if a crime had ensued, what the Kingfish people would have done, King Alarm people, what they would have done is actually arrest the man. That they would have done, but the mere fact that they didn't arrest him, meaning that he did not commit a crime. but they had to clarify something. But instead of clarifying it, they actually forcefully confine the man. You see how one little thing can happen? Yeah. So when you're trying to deal with conflict, you have to know, clarify things. Clarify things. What I heard you say or something. Because sometimes in these cases, in Jamaica, one little word or thing can hurt people feeling, people feel disrespected, violated by words. I don't know why. If they were living on this side of the earth, they would really have some serious problem. Because when you come to this side of the world, you have to really confine yourself to realize that freedom of speech, people have right to freedom of speech. And people have right to freedom of speech in Jamaica as well. But people see your speech can be disrespectful. And as a result, you act out of anger based upon words. Words are just words. So it could be the words that were uttered could have actually caused that situation to utter, to escalate. Instead of letting the man go, them actually confine the man. So when you're dealing with conflict, you have to, what did I heard you say in a calm state? Most people get angry when they feel, dismissed, ignored, misunderstood. That's why repeating back what someone has told you, is one of the best way to keep conversation from turning hostile. You've just made it clear that you care about other person's viewpoint and want to understand it. Yeah, even better, if someone said something they didn't mean, or what you heard wasn't what was intended, they get the chance now to set the record straight. So you have to be able to deal with the situation as to, try to understand what you hear or ask for clarification of what you hear. Diffusing rather than acting on impulse. Yeah, man. What's your biggest concern in the situation? Yeah, and what's your biggest concern? All right, let's see what Errol, my brother, has to say here. Yeah, straight up. Another thing I didn't like is when they put the cuffs on, I thought I saw someone kick the man and slapped him in the face. I saw that too. Yeah, I saw that. That was very blatant. And I think that's where the guys them got fired, in the face. Disgraceful. Those security personnel should be fired. Yeah, they're actually, based upon what I just read by Mr. Azar, the director of the King Alarm, they were actually they took them off active duties. Yeah. And not only that, Mr. Azar actually called the licensed firearm holder to actually express regards to the situation. You understand? So he's trying to do damage control because the man now would have all right to sue them for assaulting him. You understand? The man knew him rights. And they violated. Them have him on the ground. Them try to push his head under the car. And then another one come up now and put his foot right in the man's face. And then another man slap him. Another one kick him from around the other side. And there's another security guard there was trying to tell them, no, you can't do that, you can't do that. Just put the cuff on him and leave him. You understand? Straight up. And they took the man gun from him. And they never even kept an eye on the other security guard. What if the one that got shot? What if he would have gone for a gun and come back and try to blaze up the man? What if he would have done that? You have to now secure the scene. Make sure that you have everything in check and balance. You have both sides now, being monitored. Yeah, straight up. They were just one-sided. One-sided. You can't do that in any conflict. You have to be fair and objective. Yeah. Big up yourself, my sister Simone Wooten. I love you, girl. I love you. Yeah, man, you know Delvin love you from a long time. Thanks for joining. Unscripted, anything goes. Yeah, man, straight up. Yeah. So, what is the biggest concern? You have to ask yourself. Many people instinctively avoid naming their worst fears. That means the other person may be afraid about something you're not even aware of. Yeah, straight up asking them to tell you what worries them the most means you may be able to alleviate those fears. And once again, it tells them you care about what they care about. Straight up. So you always, like me, I work in the public, right? I work in the public. And every time I try to actually remain calm, I must always be in control. Every time I try to remain calm, even though people raises their voices and all of these things, I try to remain calm. I don't raise back my voice like them because when you now do what they do, it now becomes a state where they try to outdo you and you try to elevate even more, and by the time you do, you lose control. So you try to actually remain calm and try to diffuse the situation as much as possible. Yeah. And certain things you don't need to argue about or debate about. You just sometimes you just have to just give up your rights and just let it go. Even though most of the time you know you're in the right, just give it up. Just let it go. Let it go. The next thing you know, you might get a stab, you might get a spit on, you might get a kick in your face. No, you don't do that. A slap in the face and they run. No. So you have to be able to know what the biggest concerns are and try to actually deal with it. Yeah. So what do you need right now? You're dealing with diffusing a situation here. Again, you've shown you care about the needs of the person. Yeah, what do you want right now? What do you want? How can I help you? Yeah, how can I make the situation a lot better? Yeah, you show that you care. You've also opened the door to finding a constructive compromise. Yeah, there could have been a compromise in the situation. It didn't have to escalate so far. Since solving the matter, because they could have actually taken the license plate at the man, yeah, get his information and let him go. When the police come, they give that information to the police if something were warrant to be given to the police. Yeah, a constructive compromise. Since solving their most immediate problem may give them the time and goodwill to find a bigger, even permanent solution. You know what I mean? So a bigger and permanent solution could have even ensued instead of the one that actually transpired. Yeah, with more effective questioning and dialoguing. Yeah, what would it take to make you happy? What would it take to make like the situation go away happy? The biggest picture version of asking someone what would make them happy. Tell them you care about their happiness. You'll often be surprised by how something relatively simple may have take a different tone. Tell them that you care about the situation and you want to make them happy. Try to diffuse it if you can. Straight up. Yeah. How are you feeling? How are you feeling? This is a good phrase for you to use early in the conversation, giving you the chance to gauge the other person's emotional and physical state. You're also inviting him or her to check in and see if the emotional upset or physical discomfort is affecting your interaction with them. Straight up, be careful. You don't want to suggest that someone concerns are all caused by, yeah man, your blood sugar low, your blood pressure is high. Yeah, you know what I mean? You didn't get enough sleep last night. You're lacking sleep. That will just make the situation worse. Yeah, you have to remain calm and deal with it in a calm, effective manner. Check your feelings. Leave your feelings at the door. Check out your emotions at the door. Don't get emotionally trapped within the situation that cause you now to react based upon your own feelings, but do what is required under circumstances to diffuse the situation. I'm afraid. Yeah, I'm afraid of. Yeah, you've asked the other person to voice his or her own greatest fear. What are you afraid of now? What is actually bothering you? You should do the same, because chances are those fears are driving you into the argument you seek to avoid. So the woman with the gun, she actually get caught in the emotions. And I don't know, she was fearful of something, but she now become tactful. Yeah, she allow herself now to go beyond the scope of her job and let her personal emotions get in the way of her doing her job effectively. And once you've spoken them out aloud, and you feel that you talk to yourself about your own fears, what is bothering you about the situation, and try to deal with them accordingly as the situation go on, and telling yourself that a calm state is needed to actually resolve the situation. Yeah, I am sad. The lady with the gun now, she's sad. She now becomes real upset by something. Yeah, it's all too easy to make mistake sadness for anger, and vice versa. So if you're feeling like you're heading for an argument, or you find yourself getting angry, stop for a moment and ask yourself if you're reacting to a feeling of loss instead. Telling someone else what you're sad about, like saying, "What are you afraid of?" means there that you're willing to now let down your defense and be honest. They may react by doing the same. So, you drop the guard. You drop the guard. Your defensive guard, drop that guard. You ask them, what are you sad about? What is the situation? Why are you actually escalating yourself? There's no need for it. Let's try to deal with this in a more calm and civilized manner. And in such, they might see the same thing. And you diffuse the situation. Yeah, man, let's take a break. Let's take a break. Yeah, let's take a break. We don't need to go as far as we are. Let's take a deep breath. Let's relax. Yeah, man. Sometimes you need to avoid the argument a little bit. Let it calm down a bit. Silence is golden. Get over the feeling of anger and get a fresh perspective. Straight up, instead of you and him start to trade arguments and quarrel, like in this situation, the businessman is talking, she's talking, the other man on the side over there, the other security guard, yeah, he's now trying to become a defensive act in it because he get entrenched in it, yeah, which force him to react. Yeah, man, take a fresh perspective, relax, get away from it, straight up, take a break until later that day, take a break and wait for the police to come instead in this situation. Follow protocol, stick to the procedures, the guidelines, try to make sure that, no one get hurts. Yeah, try to accomplish a solution of calm, or a solution that would actually diffuse the situation rather than escalate it. And in this case, it was escalated where the shot was fired and a man got shot in the neck. Straight up, and the man who fired the shot was abused. You don't want that. Yeah, man. Do you need to agree on everything? No, you didn't have to come to a consensus right away, right then and there. No, they didn't have to. No. But everybody wants to say that they win. You don't have to have an outcome that fits everybody. Sometimes the outcome is to actually, give up a part of the what you're trying to fight for in order to make sure that nobody got hurt. And in this case now, they actually allow themselves to actually hold on to the side that they feel is right to them when they didn't have to do that. So they could have agreed to actually disagree. Yeah, they could have agreed to disagree. And who knows what they were actually arguing about. It could have been so petty that it never need to escalate. So they didn't need to agree. All they needed to do was to open a damn gate, let the man out, and let him go, no matter how petty the situation is, instead of trying to say no vehicle is going to leave there at that point. So, people, how you deal with a dispute, yeah, how you deal with a dispute can either, diffuse the situation totally or escalate it. Try not to be on the side where you are responsible for it escalating, or you let your emotions get into the way of diffusing the situation and allow it to escalate. Straight up, yeah man, unscripted, anything goes. So that is about that video tonight, So quite a few people had sent me the video, so I thought I would have just looked into it. I was supposed to bring another lecture, but the guy that want me to bring that lecture is not here tonight anyways, so I'll bring that lecture tomorrow, with regards to the politicians in Jamaica not being held accountable for corruptions. So I started working on that today, so tomorrow I'll bring that lecture tomorrow. And then by popular demand, yeah, yeah, by popular demand, somebody wants me to go back again and revisit the Opia, yeah, the Opia, the Opia topic that we did, a continuation of that topic. They want us to actually have a discussion again on the weekend on that. So we're gonna bring that maybe Saturday or Sunday. I think more likely Saturday. With Anthea, get Anthea's take on it, along with the other persons and others who wants to chime in on that. Yeah, man. So people, remember to embrace conservative values. We don't have badges in our guns, so therefore, try to diffuse our situation. We must support the police. Until tomorrow, Delvin is saying, bye bye, bye bye.